It's been only about 4 or so weeks, but how quickly did you start to see passive income start to generate on your account?
Certainly within the first week, when I logged on the first time, I think it was a couple $100, 170 or something like that. And after a few days, I'm like, that's pretty darn good. As I was looking at the funds that I would put I have a variety of business entities. In each entity, I have some lazy money, lazy cash for rainy day fund. And I'm looking at where I'm putting that. I'm looking at the return of money market, treasuries and things like that. That first week probably is as much as that money was making in treasuries for the entire year.
Wow. So Jason, tell me a little bit about yourself. What's your professional background?
I'm in medical sales, run a team across Northern Arizona and across Western Arizona. That's my primary business, but obviously I have some real estate and some stocks and things like that, passive stuff. But primarily, I'm orthopedics.
Nice. Love that. And I think you mentioned it was like since the early 2000s or maybe late 90s.
Late 90s, 97.
97. So almost 30 years coming up on that. Love it. What was your main motivation for other forms of income? What made you feel like that was something that was necessary for you?
Just multiplying my efforts, multiplying my time. Mostly it's freeing up time and trying to develop an exit strategy to still bring home some cash flow as I begin to slow down and withdraw and start to spend more time with family and grandkids and things like that. So primarily it's just diversifying out and trying to duplicate my efforts. I did that by building a team, but no more. My interest in running around and covering cases and being in surgeries is waning, to
Yeah,
be honest with you.
I can imagine. I see you in some scrubs now, and
Yep.
but that said, for you, I know you have stocks that are kind of working on your end without you kind of being involved, so to speak. But what other passive income sources have you maybe tried, or do you still have going on?
I've tried to get into the internet space and kind of got burned on a website building investment. I think I explained when we initially spoke that that's kind of what turned me on. Is like a lot of the people that you had interviewed, and yourself included, had either been burned or just wasn't panning out. I'm like, I could relate with that. I can relate with a lot of different things that your guests or your clients have. I think we are all kind of in the same boat. We're searching for something that could duplicate our efforts and be profitable, but at the same time, we're kind of leery or had some bad experiences as well. So that's really my main motivation, is just diversifying and having multiple buckets to have some cash flow from a variety of different places.
100%. And how did you end up hearing about us? Was there like an ad or a video that really stuck out to you?
I think it was. I'm not on Facebook that much, but I think it was either a combination of Facebook, YouTube. I mean, I'm on YouTube quite a bit, trying to learn something about anything, whether it's gardening or guns or whatever. I'm just kind of interested in all kinds of things. I'm sure your video came up, and I saw it a couple times, and I looked at it, and then all of a sudden, as I went through a couple of those videos, I had kind of the same story, and so I could relate with a lot of the individuals that you have on there. It was kind of I kind of keep track of some of those new ones as you're putting out, because I can relate with so many people.
No, 100%. And that's a part of what we look for. And I said it when we got connected. We're looking for like-minded individuals, people they don't want to just use their primary source of income as their end all be all and just have that just be their only thing that they're reliant on. They're forward thinking. They're people that have a strategic mind to be able to kind of ease the burden of the pressure of a single source of income and wanting to do more, travel more, take care of more family, give more, all of those things, right? Supplement, have a higher quality of life. So 100%, I could imagine seeing yourself, because I see myself in my clients as well. And just that was the intention of this whole thing. For you saw testimonials, you saw kind of my story. How did you actually feel just before joining ATN? Were you still skeptical? Were you still nervous at all about getting started?
Well, I think it's natural to be skeptical, especially after you've gone into some different investments and they may not have panned out. With all the things that are going on the internet and the digital age, it's pretty easy to fall into a scam, I guess. But with all the testimonials, honestly, I felt pretty comfortable that you were genuine, that a lot of your clientele was genuine. I could relate with them. So That to me was huge. But to be honest, you're always going to be skeptical. And in fact, I'm 1 month in, and yeah, the returns are good, but 1 month of returns does not a good investment make. So there's still, until I start pulling some money out, and I've only obviously only put money in. I understand that you say, hey, I go ahead and pull some money out just to make sure that you can make that transaction. And I haven't yet, but I will. I think the jury's still out. And once we get some miles down the road, the more confidence I'll have. So
100%. And basically, this is kind of getting a barometer of kind of course, a lot of people experience they pay X amount of money and then kind of some stuff gets shuffled around. And then all of a sudden, maybe you can't hear from people as much anymore, or
right.
they're harder to reach, or movement hasn't happened at all, or things like that. So we just like to make sure we're on the right track with certain things. For you, did you get set up with Julio, or who helped you kind of get everything?
Aquila.
Okay. And how was the setup with Aquila? How did all that process go?
She was great. There's one call that we had. She was in LA, and another call she was in the UK. Wow, world travelers. You got the world covered here with your people. So that too also made it a little bit more. It's not just this localized thing to the United States, but it also can apply to people abroad too. So
Yeah.
that gave me a little bit more confidence as well.
No, we have people that are a part of our team all over the world. Even Julio, he's in the Dominican Republic, or he can be in Florida with family. He can be in kind of upper East New York with his family as well. So we're definitely all over the place. I'm in Southern California, and we've got people that are all over representing different places. But that's kind of what the goal has always been for the people that I have on my team. And also, again, the like-minded clients that we have. They like to travel. They like to be different places. They don't want to have to be chained to a desk or a specific location. They want to be able to kind of get out in the world and see different things. So yeah, I like to think that it's a representation of who we are as a community. How about ongoing communication? I know it's been just a few weeks, but have you been able to reach the right people? Have you been able to get the support that you've been looking for?
Yeah, really, I'm pretty hands off, low maintenance. As long as the account got set up and we're rolling, I can log in every once in a while, see that. Yeah, that was pretty good. Julio and Aquila both have reached out on Slack. Again, there's been a couple of questions that they've got right back on, and the Slack tool is a nice little aspect. So I know I can just throw it out there and somebody will answer the question. But really, it's been, again, I'm kind of hands off, want to see kind of where it goes. I don't want to blow anyone up, but at the same time, I don't want to say I'm just nonchalant and not concerned about my funds, but no, it's been very good, honestly.
Yeah. And maybe that's it as far as the communication, but in your eyes, you've tried a few things in the past. What do you feel like makes ATN different?
It has been kind of the hand holding if you need it. Absolutely. There's always been an answer. It's never, I understand I got in right after some issues with the platform or some technology upgrades and things like that people had some struggles with. I didn't have any of that. The only thing I had is a couple of times I wasn't able to log in on the first attempt to the site, but to the Ox site. But other than that, I don't get into things I really can't comprehend too much. Yeah. I understand. I've invested in futures and options and all kinds of things. I understand the markets, never have done Forex, but understood the vastness of the market, is definitely intrigued. But that's kind of what I just don't have time to babysit positions, watch a computer screen or those types of things. Even if I got alerts, I used to think I'd subscribe to certain things and get alerts and be able to do something. I just don't have time to even act on those. Yeah. So this was kind of best of all worlds type of thing for me so far. It's been good.
Since the start of things, it's been only about 4 or so weeks, but how quickly did you start to see passive income start to generate on your account?
Certainly within the first week. When I logged on the first time, I think it was a couple $100, 170 or something like that. And after a few days, I'm like, that's pretty darn good. As I was looking at the funds that I would put I have a variety of business entities. In each entity, I have some lazy money, lazy cash for rainy day fund. And I'm looking at where I'm putting that. I'm looking at the return of money market, treasuries and things like that. That first week probably is as much as that money was making in treasuries for the entire year.
Wow.
So it was, and then, certainly the money market, the first month of this has been, it beat all the interest that I ever made on the money market in our various entities. So yeah, that's absolutely been good. So again, the jury is still out, and I'd like to see, I'll get some more rubber on the road, but I am considering opening a couple other accounts in each one of our entities just for some of that lazy cash that we can multiply it.
I love that. I was going to ask you, compared to kind of normal vehicles like stocks and kind of the money markets, like I still have a portion allocated for myself in high yield savings and treasury bonds as well.
Sure.
It's been my experience as well. Like 1 month has equaled to essentially the full year worth of returns. That's been great to see. But on your end, how passive has this whole thing been for you after the onboarding phase?
Well, it's been all passive. I don't do anything. I don't include logging in
Yeah.
as an activity. I've done nothing. And it almost feels, I think somebody else, one of your other clients had said, it almost feels unnatural that you're not doing anything. I don't want to say productive, but you're not engaging in any way. Because if you're in real estate, you're making decisions. You're doing developing. You're making decisions. You're making calls for septic and all kinds of different things going on. And even if you turn it over to a contractor, you're still very engaged.
Yeah, you have to be the final decision maker.
This, I'm not engaged at all. And I don't want to, I don't know what the word, but what I'm trying to express, but it's not guilty, but I do feel a little bit odd for what it's kicking back.
It's a new feeling for you, which it's when you're experiencing something new, it's a little bit uncomfortable, but also like it could be uncomfortable in a bad way and a little uncomfortable in a good way. So I would imagine it's the latter.
Yeah, it's definitely in a good way. I'm sure it's going to, when I do have to take some money out to pay some taxes and things like that, that'll be a drag, but it always is. There's nothing good about that.
You can't escape taxes so much. And we do have some things that can help mitigate that with trusts and different things that way, whole life insurance and things, but there's still going to be taxes involved, and that's just a part of the whole thing. But we're just excited for you because, again, we know you work hard. We know you have a lot that's on your plate. A lot of people depend on you work-wise and otherwise. So it's something that we understand where our clients are. They need something that's working in the background as hard as they are. And we're happy to see that even just kind of where we are right now in this process, that things are good. And if they continue to be this way for years and years to come, everybody's happy.
Awesome. Look forward to it.
Love it. All right. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great weekend. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, man. You too.
All right. So every 30 days, I talk one-on-one with my clients, and that was their experience. If you want to learn more on how we help our clients earn 60% or more per year, then click the link in the description below.